Hello everyone. So I have done my internship in Emertxe Information Technologies, and I have also done my project in car black box. So during this internship, and I am Selva Murugan. I am an EC student, and now let us go into the project. So first we have to see what are the contents I have mentioned here. So first, let us see this. These are the topics learned during this internship. So first one I have learned is introduction to C language and embedded C systems. There I have learned microprocessor, microcontroller. Then I have learned installation, how to install the software. So this is a software which I used during my project to work my project with this software only. So first I have installed MPLAB XID, then X8 compiler, PICSimLab. Next I have and then I have learned the introduction to various of peripherals of 16F877A. The 16F877A is a processor which I have worked with this processor. So data processing in CLCD and extra-tactical switches, interfaces, matrix keyboard and timer. Then I have also attended multiple quizzes and rickshaw workshop, and at last I have shown my simulation work of my project. So next, let us see the C programming. So C programming is nothing but is the basic of all the languages in coding. So C programming is used in the system software development and embedded software development and OS kernel development and firmware, middleware and driver development and the final system development and many more. So this the C programming is beginner behavioral is a begin as well as a lower level language, so we can easily learn the basics. So the C is effectively used effectively in very specific domains, and it is free form, attend language and efficiently and portability. And number system, the number system decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal. So these are the number system also used in C languages, and this C is a general purpose and procedural computer programming language. It is supporting the structured programming and lexical variable scope and recursion with a static type system. So this it also has some data representation is a bit bitwise, bit byte and word. So data types is nothing but there are two types of data types. One is integral and another is a floating point data types. In integral there are two names. First one is char as well as an integer. In char it store only 1 byte of data, and integer it store 4 byte of data. Similarly for floating point, the float will store 4 byte of data and double will have store 8 byte of data. Next one is a conditional constraint. Conditional constraint is nothing but conditional operators. So here first one is a single iteration. It's nothing but if else, nested if else, so switch case. These are the case statement. Okay, this is the statements which I have used in single iteration. For multiple iteration we need while, do while, for loops. We go for this. Okay, so next one is unconditional loops. So there are continue break statement. Okay, so next learn from C, embedded C. What I have learned from this embedded C during this internships, first I have learned operators. So operators are operators on its operand. It returns a value. So operator we know it is addition, subtraction, multiplication. So these are the operators. You can operand mean there are two variables A or B, so it has some values we can add or multiply. So these are done by using operator. Array is nothing but it's a collection of data of same data type. So address are sequential. So sequential means it is a in order of, okay, in the proper order. So next one is a pointers. So pointers is nothing but is a parameters passing a mechanism in function by passing the reference. So it's a variable. So pointer in C language we know it's a variable which stores the address of the another variable. So next one is the functions. Okay, so function is also, what is a function in C language? So function in C language is nothing but it is a group of statements that perform the together to perform a specific task. Okay, it can be the function can be but in every C program, so at least one function. This is a main function. Okay, but we can have more than one function. We can easily pass the value, pass by, okay, we can easily pass the value. So that the condition: pass by value, pass by reference, and passing array, returning array, and recursive. Okay, then one is the strings. Okay, then let us see the strings in C. Okay, what is a string? The strings concept in C languages. So string is nothing but is a sequential of characters terminated with a null character 0. Null means it's 0. Okay, the string operation, we can C programming has set of function implementing operations on a string is a standard library function. Okay, sorry. So next one is a storage class auto. So register static, local, and static, global, and extend. Okay, static, global, and extend. Okay, what is static variable? First we have to know what is static variable. Static variables are initially only once. The compiler persists with the variable till the end of the program. Static variables are defined as inside or outside the function. Okay, we can, because inside outside function means it can be declared as a global variable. Okay, that's only is called. For example, int a equal to 10, like that. Next I have seen the embedded system. So embedded system is nothing but it's any combination of hardware and software which is intended on to do a specific task. It can be called as an embedded system. Next categories. What are the categories of embedded system? Is of standalone, real time, and network and mobile. So next one is the challenges in embedded system. It is efficient input and output. So it has an embedded and OS operating system and code optimization and testing and debugging. Testing is nothing but it is the processor. You have to check if it is work proper during the after giving all the connections, and debugging means it's what are the errors that will be occur during the execution. Okay, we have to check it that. So next are the real-time aspects like hard real-time, film real-time, and soft real-time, like that. Some of the real-time also embedded system we have work. So next is the microcontroller and microprocessor. So what is the difference? Okay, you know first microcontroller. So microcontroller are different ways of organizing and optimizing a computer system based on CPU. While a microcontroller, it puts a CPU and all peripheral onto a same chip, but the microprocessor, it houses a more powerful CPU on a single chip that connect to external peripherals. These are the major difference between these two, microcontroller and microprocessor. And microcontroller is an integrated circuit which is capable of being programmed to perform a specific task. All components in single chip, less flexible, less design complexity, is very much good, efficient, but it also good performance, but the price will be high. Okay, so availability of tools and also have some special capabilities compared to the microprocessor. But in microprocessor, it is a central processing unit of computer system that performs arithmetic and logical operations, addition, operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, what are the operation they have to perform, and also logical operations. Logical operations means it's and or XOR, like as logic gates operation. Okay, generally including adding, subtracting, transferring number from one area to another, and comparing two numbers. So it can also separate components, more flexible, more design complexity. So next one is okay. Now let us see how to install this software. Okay, this is a software, major software I have used to work my project with, doing this internship. First one is MPLAB XIDE and another is PICSimLab. Next one is X8 compiler. So these are the main things. So MPLAB XIDE is used to type the source code and how to give the code and how to save the code in .hexa file. And in PICSimLab I have to load the hexa file. So for that and after loading that it will shows the output. Okay, so next interface is LED interaction. Simplest device, it is used in most of the embedded application as feedback, works just like a diode. Diode is nothing but it is a it will work only under the forward bias condition, and diode it has two terminals, which is anode and cathode. The diode will allow the current only in one direction. So LED basic program demo. Next one is a basic LED program. Toggling LED is connected to port B of PIC16F877A processor and building hexa file. Okay, now let us see how to save this file. Okay, first board PIC Genius board, let us open it, and microcontroller PIC16F877A, it is inbuilt in the software. Okay, now we have to save the file. Okay, this what are the name we can given, at last we have to .hexa. Okay, that is a keyword we can use. Next one is a CLCD. CLCD is nothing but is a character liquid crystal display. Is a mode. A liquid crystal display is a mode of display used in digital equipment, replacing many other modes of displays such as cathode ray tube, LED displays, and plasma displays. It has two types of display. They are 16x2 and 16x2. Here I have used 16x2. Okay, this is the one, 16x2 LED display. Okay, 16x2 LED display. Now let us see the used of all display of ASCII character and symbol. It has totally 16 interfacing. Okay, 16 interfacing from VSS to K. Okay, this, what is this ASCII character? It's the American standard code for information interchange. Okay, so next D0 to D7 are data lines, and RS register line, select line. So when the register will be selected, when it is 1 it will select the data line, and when it is 0 it will select the instruction lines. So next, data processing in CLCD. It has two methods. One is delay method or pole D7 method. These two methods we can easily process the data. Okay. So in pole D7 method, we want to continuously monitor the data in data lines. We are providing the data. So read or write. If it is 1, it will read the data from the user, and it is 0, it write the user. It will write the data. Okay, whatever it read. So in read or write pin is permanently grounded. It means it is 0. So it will only write the data. Okay. So in CLCD, the D0 to D7s are connected to port D, and RS and enable pins are connected to port E. Okay, so this port D and this port D and port E are mentioned in I have mentioned in the pin diagram of the PIC16F877A. Okay, so this later I have explained this. So enable pin is nothing but it is act as an indicator by apprising the LCD about the inception of data transmission by the microcontroller. Enable pin, it is used to enable the interrupts. Okay. So in this next, let us see the next one. It's a tactical switches. Okay, tactile switches. So tactile switches in matrix keypad, we need to configure the rows as output and column as input. When designing pull down interference, R1 is 10 times greater than R2. R1 is 10 times greater than R2. And next, triggering modes. Next we have to see the triggering modes. Okay, first one is the edge trigger and another is the level trigger. So bouncing effect, there is a metal plate and terminals. Suspicious pulse detection while pressing or releasing the tactical switches is called bouncing effect. So next, it is the interfaces. What are the interfaces we have seen? So these are the interfaces we have seen in the tactile switches. So first one is a pull-up resistor and another is a pull-down resistor. Pull-up resistor is used to make the default state of the digital pin as high or to the logic level. So pull-down resistor does exactly opposite. Okay, like that it is do opposite way. Okay. So matrix keypad, it is used when the more number of user input is required and still we want to save the controller input output lines. So uses rows and columns concept, because the matrix keypad uses a very useful thing in this topic because the matrix keyboard is, so it is uses rows and columns concept, most commonly used in telephone, digital lockers and calculators. In the cooking mode, the matrix keypad keys are used to select the respective modes. In tactical keyboard, the key switch is tactical if it has a bump in it response to finger pressure at or near the engagement point where the key press registers and before the key bottoms out at the end of its travel. A keyboard is tactile if it is made with the tactical key switches. So next is timer. So it has 3 modes. One is PWM or pulse generator mode. So PWM is nothing but pulse with modulation. Okay, pulse with modulation mode. And another is a counter. Another is a counter, and another is a counter is nothing but it is used to count the. It is used to count the values. Okay, it is used to count the values. And another is a PW or PP measurement. It has some parameters. First one is a tick. It is used for up count or down count. And another is quantum system clock settings. And another scaling pre or post. Resolution is for register width. So next one is a microcode and the grill code are under the operational mode. And the timer is set with matrix keyboard star to clear and hash to enter. To toggle the LED 8-bit resolution is required. So next, we can see the, so this is the pin diagram of 16F877A. So it is a 40 pin processor. It is a 40 pin processor, and here we can also say what are the features about this pin diagram. The PIC16 is most renowned microcontrollers industry, so it is very convenient to use this microcontroller. The coding or programming of this controller is also easier. One of the main advantages is that it can be write arrays as many times as possible because it uses flash memory technologies. It has total number of 40 pins and there are 33 pins for input and output. Okay, so this is a major thing we have to know from this. It has a smaller 35 instruction set and it can operate up to 20 MHz frequency. The operating voltage is between 4.2 volts to 5.5 volts. It will, if you provide it voltage more than 5.4, it may get damaged permanently. Okay, so like this. So next we can see the simulation work of my car black box project. So I have let us see what is a car black box. A black box is either physically installed in the car or download as a smart phone app. It links to a GPS device that measure and records vehicle speed, location, distance traveled, and driving frequency and next and time of day the car is in motion. So this is the main thing we have to know. Okay, so next this is the dashboard of PICSimLab. Here I have share my screenshot because this is the one I have done during the project. I have taken the screenshot of the dashboard. This is a login page. Here I have to enter the password. Next, if I enter the password as wrong, then no problem, we can wait for some seconds, and after that we can also re-enter the password. Okay, next there are events that happen during the start of the when the motor will start. So next at last we can see the results. Okay, so next I have shown the simulation process. Now let us see the simulation process. This is my code of the project. Here I have used the embedded program for the digital keypad, and I have also used the timer and interrupts. Now let us see the simulation process. This is my code of the project. Here I have used the embedded program for the digital keypad, and I have also used the timer and interrupts of embedded C. So we work on a CLCD 8-bit driver. As you can see here, the interrupt of our work by using the timer 0. So we have done analog to digital terminal logics, and I have also created the logic screen and the main menu screen as well as the password reset screen also. So you can see here in that main function I have also done the motor to check the motor speed also by time. So it is my code, so which I have done in this project, and now let us see how to build this and how to build this program. So build up the code to see the compilation what happened. Okay, let us see this. So I have just run it, so it has built successfully. Now I have go to the PICSimLab. So here I have to choose on the file hexa file where I have stored here. Now I have to dump the file into this PICSimLab. So now the time is gone, so it is an on condition. Now let us check. So now I have to enter the password because this password screen I have already done in my code, so it shows here. So here I have given the password. So now here we can view the log and also clear the log. Thank you for this opportunity. Thanks, Phil.